One factor that I really feel like helps when it comes to any relationship, long distance, short distance, whatever it is Hey guys, welcome to the Tarawali family. As always, my name is Sia.
Tommy right here in the building.
Anyway, welcome guys to the channel again. We have yet another sit down video for you guys.
Dang.
As you guys can see by the title, we are going to be talking about long distance relationship, but more so our relationship, right? We don't want to keep it too general where we just talk about, long distance relationship, blah, blah, blah. We want to talk about our relationship with every topic that we bring when it comes to relationship, and just maybe let you guys know how it worked out for us and just the pros and the cons and stuff like that, because there's probably someone out there in a long distance relationship. It can be outside of the country, it can be in the same country but different states, stuff like that.
Can be same states, maybe even just a far drive. You might be in the same. For example, if you live in California, right?
Yeah.
You're dating someone that's in San Jose and one person is in LA. That's long distance. That's about 6 hours drive.
7 actually.
7 hours drive, exactly. So that's long distance.
Yeah, so that is kind of long distance, even though you guys live in the same state. So just stuff like that. I'm gonna be looking down at my phone, guys, just so you know. We have our phones, so we wrote down things we want to touch on just so we're not rambling all over the place. But do you think there's a difference between like long distance when it comes to outside the country or within the country? Do you think one makes it easy than the other, basically?
I think so, and here's why I think so. Okay. If you guys are in a different time zone, I think that's just a different level. Now, also though, when we were dating, for example, so guys, I think even before we go into that, let's talk about how we met first.
Okay.
I don't think we've done a video yet on how we met. We've done a podcast on how we met, and if you want to check out a podcast, the link is actually in the description. So make sure you check that out.
Yeah, check out the podcast, guys.
And we'll probably be making a video on just how we met. But we met on Facebook. She used to live in New Jersey, and of course, I'm in Cali. But there's a time difference. It's about 3 hours time difference. So by the time sometimes I'm off work, she's already gone. She's sleeping. But yeah, to answer your question though, I think if you're dating someone that's in England, for example, and you're in America, depending on which part of America you are, that's about 5 to 8 hours difference, depending on if we are spring or fall time. So yes, long distance relationship have different layers to it.
Right.
There are a lot of layers to this whole long distance relationship thing. Now, the distance really doesn't factor in much if you guys love each other, but just know that the strain that distance or the time zone have on the relationship plays a factor into how the relationship is going to be strong, or what you guys are more than willing to work on, or maybe someone is like, you know what, this is just not for me, peace.
Right. But one factor that I really feel like helps when it comes to any relationship, long distance, short distance, whatever it is communication. Bottom line, right? You need to be able to communicate in a relationship. So if you're terrible with communication, I honestly feel like the relationships that don't work out, long distance relationships that don't work out, is probably because they lack communication. Like, you have to be able to communicate so much. And when I say so much, because if you call, your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, right? They live in another country, or they live in another state, and they're not picking up your call. Now it's kind of like, what's going on? Like, what are you doing, right? So for me and Tommy, when we were dating, I used to live in New Jersey. He used to live in Cali. When he's getting ready, we have our son over there, as you guys already know.
He's on his iPad having fun, eating his pizza.
Eating his lunch. So when he's getting ready to go to work, he'll text me, let me know, because when he's getting ready, I'm still asleep. 3 hours time difference. So if he's up at 8 a.m., it is...
I think it's the opposite.
Oh, it's the opposite, actually. I was in college. It's the opposite. New Jersey is in front of Cali, basically.
About 3 hours time difference.
About 3 hours time difference. So when it's 8 a.m. in Cali, it's like 11 o'clock in New Jersey.
Right.
So maybe I am in class, I'm in college. So before he wakes up, I will text him, hey, good morning, I'm heading to school, right? And then when he wakes up, he sees the text, he will text me back, just let me know he's going to work. Now, when he has his breaks, he will call me just so I'm not like, what's going on?
Yeah, I think the
Basically,
thing with long distance relationship is to add to what you're saying, right? Communication is the foundation to every relationship.
Yeah.
But by the ending of the day, I think with long distance relationship, it's just a different level of communication in general. The last thing you want is, I call it a missing puzzle. Let me say I've called you 3-4 times and there's no answer, no text back. And then the next morning you call me, you say, oh, I was out with my friends, blah, 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 blah. Of course, that's going to be like, but that you did not tell me that. Now my mind is going to be all over the place. So your goal when you're in a long distance relationship is try to avoid those missing puzzles, as I call them, which is why when I was in Cali and she's in Jersey, hey, I'm going to work on my lunch, I'll make sure we talk. It won't, sometimes when I say, hey, I'm going out with my friends, and it's not like, oh, she doesn't trust me and all that, but my goal was to build this trust for her to know that, oh, my partner is out there maybe just being a whore or doing whatsoever and all that. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm here with my friends, and my friends will say hi and play video games and all that, and she will be on the phone or will be on FaceTime and all that stuff. So your goal in a long distance relationship is really to take out that doubt, and communication will help with taking out that doubt.
Yeah. And also with communication, it's not just about, oh, telling the person where you're going, where you're at. It also involves talking about different things, different aspects. Of course, when you get in a relationship, you want to ask the person if they're dating. When me and Tommy started talking and we started getting to that place, I asked him and he was in a complicated relationship, right? Now, when he said complicated, I already heard that from different guys before. So I'm like,
Like ding ding, red flag.
Red flag right there. But for him, it was different because he was actually telling the truth. These other guys were lying, okay? They were actually in a relationship and they used to say, I'm in a complicated relationship.
Which I don't know why us men default to that.
Yeah, I don't know. Because at the end of the day, there's always going to be that girl who will date you or mess around with you even if you tell them I'm in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't get the point of lying. But like I said, in his case, very transparent. He wasn't lying. So I was like, okay, cool. This is the first complicated whatever that I have believed, so it involves every single aspect when it comes to communication. It's not just about, oh, you woke up, good morning, there's that. It's not just about the sweet stuff. You guys got to talk about the bitter stuff too, because you don't want to get 1 year you're with somebody or 6 months and you don't even know if they're with someone, right? You keep talking to this person, growing feelings, and then now you're kind of stuck in a way.
Yeah, another stuff also to that is if you are insecure about relationship, maybe you've had previous experiences where the relationship was just not vibing for you. Maybe your partner cheated on you, or they were, I think I'll probably say cheating is the number one. If you're insecure because of your previous partner cheated on you, I'll probably say long distance relationship is kind of not for you, because with long distance relationship there should be trust in everything that you're doing. And if there's that doubt about what my partner is doing, and this can go for both males or females, right? We have, when we talk about cheating, most people think cheating is just male cheating in general. No, women do cheat. I came across a TikTok video where the lady was talking about how she cheated in her marriage and the man was still willing to take her and all that, and how she was toxic and all that, right? All of a sudden females are grown enough to accept that. So when I'm saying insecurities might also come from a guy.
Yeah.
So if you're a guy or a lady out there that have some amount of insecurities, if you are going to jump into a long distance relationship, I'll probably say that's something you have to discuss at the forefront of things. Now, if you're insecure, I don't think long distance relationship is really going to be for you.
Right.
What's your take on that?
I agree with what you're saying. I do. When someone has gone through things with different people, it is so hard for them to just meet someone and believe them. Even if you're the most transparent person on planet Earth, right? But I really think, again, if you're willing to learn and grow as a person, even if you're insecure based on your past relationships, if let's say I was very insecure and me and you met, right?
Right.
But I see how transparent you are and how communicative you are. I don't think the insecurity will go away 100% because we're still far away from each other. I'll be like, I'll just leave a little room for doubt. Even though we were very transparent, I still left a little room for doubt because you just never know. Someone can be extremely transparent and still do whatever they want to do behind your back, right? So for me, I always left room for doubt until I actually came over here, started visiting, and moved down here. We got married, all that. Then, yeah, I was like, okay, cool. I don't think there's anything wrong with leaving room for doubt, but if you're extremely insecure and that person is trying to prove things to you and you're still... then yeah, I agree. Yeah. You just... But I really do feel like some people can work through their insecurities.
True
I
that.
really do
True
feel
that.
like, yeah.
True that.
And also, I hear 45% of long distance relationships end in a breakup.
That's not a bad number.
That's not a bad number.
Yeah, which 45%?
Means... 45%?
Yeah, which means a higher percentage are actually surviving and thriving.
Yeah.
So I was expecting that number to maybe be 70% or so, just because of maybe when we're on Facebook or social media in general, most of the stories we see about long distance relationship did end up in a breakup.
Yeah.
So I tend to think like every single long distance relationship, and we've been on Clubhouse where both male and female, they'll be like, I will never try long distance relationship anymore.
Yeah.
So I was thinking actually that number is going to be higher than that.
Yeah, so, yeah. Another thing we also did was talk about expectation. I did more of that actually. Right?
Yeah.
I think I did more of the talking when it came to that because as a woman, first of all, as an African woman, right? We are raised to just feel like when you start dating somebody, they gotta marry you right away. Right? I'm not saying that's the case for every African, but I'm saying for me and most women that they raise us for marriage. You get what I'm saying? They raise you, you know how to cook, this and that and that. So it's already ingrained in your head in a way. So when I met Tommy, we talked about like moving in together, kids, stuff like that. And I told him point blank, I'm not moving in with a guy that I'm not married to, or at least engaged.
I had to put a ring on his finger first.
Or at least engaged to be married. Some women don't have a problem living with a guy for months, years, and they're not married to that guy, right? And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but for me, I was like, no. And in my language, we say tap to me, meaning you're living with a guy who is basically, you're not married to the man. Right, you're just cohabitating. Right. So I always saw that as a bad thing. Now that I'm growing and growing and growing, and I do have friends who live with their boyfriends and they're not married, but I do see that their relationship is great, right? So I'm not like judging them and saying, oh, you're not married, this and that. The only thing I'll tell my friends is, if you want to get married, make sure you let the guy know your expectations. Right. So that was one of my biggest expectations. I'm like, I'm not gonna leave with you, just so you know. I can come visit and all that. Also, of course, cheating. Like, that's just a no for me. If you cheat on me, we're done. And you know, we used to talk about
I'm kidding.
We used to talk about, like, let's say we have 4 kids, or you have 1, whatever it is. Like, we have a son right now, and God forbid he cheats on me, and people will ask me, are you gonna leave? Because, you know, again, we live in a society where a woman is supposed to endure all these things, and I'm just not here for it. I'm like, sorry, no. It would just be a petty household, not a happy household, so what's the point? So these are things that I talked about up front, because the thing for me is I don't want someone to tell me, oh, well, I never knew that, and you never told me. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, no.
I mean, so
what were some of the things?
So I think when it comes to expectations, it all depends on, because most people might think, oh, I started talking to someone 2 months ago, there's no need for me to start talking about marriage, kids, and all this.
Right.
It all depends on how far you are in the relationship. We started talking about expectations when, I'm not going to lie, when we became intimate, when we had our first smash, you know, and but yeah, so at that point, right, we spent time in the hotel room. We talked a lot about things. So that's the time where expectations were set. Most women or most men might say, oh, a woman saying, I want to get married. If you don't marry me or you don't propose to me, then I'm not moving in. Most people might say, well, you're giving that person ultimatum. I did not take it that way. I saw that as a woman that knows exactly what they want, set that expectation. It was up to me to say, you know what, hey, she said these are her expectations.
Right.
It was up to me to stay. It was up to me to leave. She did not force me into staying. All she did was set the perimeters for what her expectations are. Now, most women might be scared to even say that because, quote unquote, I don't want to scare him away. You know, if I start talking about kids or even marriage, he might leave me. I will say this, if you are scared to even talk to a potential partner about what your expectations are, then I don't think you guys should be in that relationship.
No, that's yeah, I
right?
agree. I agree.
You should be upfront, especially if you've been burnt a lot by other men or by women. Just let them know this is what I want. I'm not saying, of course, go out there and have a checklist of what your expectations are, but also be realistic. So for me, when you said I'm not moving to California until I know the relationship is serious, like there should be a ring on my finger, whether it's a proposal
or there should be a ring coming.
Yeah, there should be a ring coming.
Basically,
yeah, because one of the mistakes that I think most of our sisters do is they move in with a guy, they start having kids and all this, then they're still expecting this guy to propose, marry them and all that, then it doesn't end up happening. Then next thing you know, the relationship ends, the guy meets another person, maybe after a year of dating, they see this guy
not
propose
even
to
a
that.
year, maybe 6 months, because that they met that person and the person told them up front, I'm not living with you.
Thank you. Right? So it's all about expectation. Maybe that other lady set that expectation that, hey, I'm not having a child for you, I'm not living with you until you've married me. And if a guy really truly values you, those are things that they're going to accept and say, cool, you're not forcing me to marry you, you're just telling me these are your expectations. You want party? All right, go party. Parents like
But yeah, that was a very good point though, because we've heard a lot of stories where women regret the fact that they've been with a guy for like 20, 30 years. They wanted to get married, but because they started living in the same house with the guy, started having kids, now they feel like I can't leave the relationship, I have to stay with this person because I mean we started having kids and I want a family for my child, right? Even though they still want to get married.
And I have to say this, not to cut you off, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to get married for you to be happy.
Oh yeah.
Your happiness doesn't depend on you being married. However, if you're that woman that's out there knowing down too well in your heart that you want to get married, then don't go around playing around the bush and acting like, yeah, cohabitating is okay. Maybe one day he might change his mind. Don't start what you're not going to finish. Set that expectation from the onset and let that person decide whether they want to stay or they want to leave. If they leave, oh well, you're going to find someone else anyway. So
yeah, I'm happy you gave that disclaimer, because yes, not everyone wants to get married. If you're someone who you don't want to get married, do you? But we are saying if you're someone who wants to get married, like me, I was someone, I did not just want to leave with someone, have kids by someone I'm not married to. That was me,
and
right?
respect.
So exactly. So
I respected that.
I let it be known, I'm not gonna move in with you if we're not getting to that place. I mean, I'm saying getting, like we have to be close to that place for me to come live with you. So that's just it. So another thing that we did that we wrote down was have a goal in mind, right? Basically, while spending time together, discuss who will move and why. Even if you guys live in the same state, like we said, if someone lives in LA and someone lives in San Jose, right? That is 7 hours drive. I'm pretty sure everyone has their lives, they work, or even if you don't work, you go to school, whatever the case might be, but you're already comfortable with the place where you live, right? You guys have to discuss who is gonna move. Is it the man or is it the lady? I know most people will say, oh, the woman is supposed to move because you're the woman, you move to the man. But for me and Tommy, let's say he was the more established person. I was still in school. I was in college, right? I mean, it made sense for me to move. If I was the more established person, like let's say if we both were working, but I had maybe a better job than he did or he does.
I will move so quick.
he will have to, or if I'm the one that's gonna move, we're gonna have to look for the same type of job that I do that is still good. If we can't find it, then it really doesn't make any sense, you know. So I think that is a very good thing for people to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, ours was a little bit easy, but because like you said, one of the deciding factors when it comes to who is moving is you have to look at one, of course, who is more established, right? And also family members around, because let me say if you guys start having kids, and this is very special situations, not every family member is going to be supportive of or even help you babysit or whatsoever, but also just family members around. And in situations where I've been here longer than you, right, I know more people in my surrounding that you even knew people in New Jersey.
Well, because I'm
right, you did.
I'm an in-home person.
Well,
that was the thing, because I know people who have come to the US maybe, or move somewhere for like a year, and they know everybody's their friend, but I'm just a very to myself person, you get what I'm saying? So
yeah, but I mean, for us, that was a little easy. For most people, it might not be easy, especially if both of you guys are established. So this is where, if you see the relationship getting serious, I think start talking about that right away. Who is moving, right? If you guys are in two different countries, that even makes things more difficult, because now there's immigration process that is involved depending on which country they are coming from. They might need a visa. You might need to spend a lot of money for them to come to the States or whatever country that you live in. So ours was definitely easy. So thankful for that.
Yeah, it was.
For that.
It was easy, to an extent. Which that aspect I'm gonna talk about someday in a different video. Like my moving to Cali and how the process and all that. I'll do that in a different video.
So I think the next one is my favorite. Your phone conversations should not be boring. What I mean by that is y'all should be freaky over the phone.
Oh my god.
Okay, you just can't be, hello, how was your day today? It was fine, yeah, work was good. And then you guys spend the next 30 minutes on the phone hearing one person take a shower, wash the dishes, or someone sitting there playing video game. No, boo-boo, let's FaceTime, okay? Show me something. I'm just saying, like, be freaky over the phone.
Yeah, it is true. You cannot have a boring relationship,
no,
even if you guys live in the same house.
You just can't. Like, show me something. Make me want to go visit you if you live in a different state. You know, you're not just gonna be, work was fine, yes, blah blah. No, man, let's be on FaceTime call. Y'all don't, if you guys don't have iPhone to make FaceTime call, it's cool. This
is really your favorite part.
It's my favorite part.
He is so passionate about what he's saying right now. He's like,
I'm all animated because this is the key, you know, like even if you don't believe in sending sexy pictures, I know if some people that goes against their values, that is cool, but I'm just saying a little FaceTime call to get freaky should be a must. If you're not doing that, then reassess that and maybe try to see how you can spice it up. You know,
I mean, some people are scared when it comes to like nude pictures and all that, because people can be very evil. And sometimes it can be the people that you trust too. Right, you get what I'm saying? Like, you're dating someone, and let's say you guys end up breaking up. That person shows someone else your pictures, or stuff like that happens all the time. So I understand.
You brought up something very important, right?
Yeah.
You have to be very comfortable with that person. You guys might not just start talking like 2 days ago, and next thing you know, you guys are trading nudes. Or let me say this: if any guy that asks for nude, it's not cool.
I agree.
All right, Daddy, you want to go sit down and watch your iPad? We're almost done. Then we'll come and go to the park, okay? Go watch iPad. We're almost done, okay?
And of course, enjoy your time alone. Don't let the relationship consume you. I think that's one thing I do. Well, both of us, right? We do pretty good. In general, I'm a homebody, right? I'm not really a friend person. What's
Clubbing.
I'm very outgoing. Don't get it wrong, and I know how to have fun when I link up with my friends and all that. But I also like to stay by myself. I can stay in the house for a year, 10 years, and I'm not even gonna feel depressed or none of that, right? That's just me. But enjoy your time alone. You don't have to be on the phone with this person 24/7. I think that also comes down to you're insecure about something. Like you always want to be on the phone. You have people who fall asleep on the phone, put the phone on the charger, and it's on till morning.
I don't think we ever did that.
No.
Never. Like we're in our conversations. Good night. Love you. Bye.
Good night, love you, bye. You know, like, why do you have to be on the phone all night, all day? That's just too much. Because then, let's say the relationship doesn't work out. You guys don't get to that place. Now you feel very attached, and you feel like you own the person. Like, you can't leave me, where are you going, stuff like that. So people gotta be careful when it comes to that. And also, enjoy time alone can mean even when you guys link up, you don't have to be stuck under this person for like 24/7 again. Enjoy your time alone. Go out with your friends. Or if, like I said, I'm a homebody. I can stay home by myself, just watch my TV shows, and I'm happy. When I'm not pregnant, have my glass of wine, have my alcohol, and I'm good, you know? So yeah, enjoy your time alone.
I mean, the other important aspect to it is, which I think after freakiness, this is this is the number one thing that I think is very important, is if you guys live far away from each other, I think regular travel to see each other regularly. I remember when Sia and I were dating, and she was in Jersey and I was in Cali. The moment I have 40 hours of vacation time, I'm bouncing, because to me that was very important. You know, the more you guys see each other, and most people might not be in a space where that will happen. Let me say, if you're dating someone that is in a different country, different continent, that you have to go through a visa process, then that is a little bit different. But if you're in a financially stable place to do that, at least once every 6 months, once a year, try to make time to visit them, because the more time you guys spend together, the more you're going to know, is this someone I can have a child with? Is this someone I can live in the same household with? Because it's different when you guys are just talking over the internet. Once you guys start spending time together, there are a lot of bad habits that you can see in them, or you can see in yourself, that you might fix even before the relationship gets to that level of let's become serious, let's settle down, let's start a family. So if you can, travel to see each other, whether it's you going there or them coming. If it's possible, great, but make time for each other to see each other.
And I know sometimes there are factors that make people not able to travel. If you're dating someone that lives in another state, another country, and they are unable to travel, I mean, you're gonna have to be the one to sacrifice,
right?
You will be the one to travel more over there. And like I said, if you're really in love with this person and you want things to work, that's just something you're gonna have to do. Man. Or sometimes it's about maybe parents. Okay, when I was when Tommy used to visit me, he used to take hotel, and I would lie to my auntie about, just cook up something about where I'm going. That's just how it is. For some of us Africans, you know, we gotta lie to our parents. They don't make it easy for us to tell them the truth. They don't want you to date. I don't care if you're 30 years old. They don't want you to date. They don't want you to talk to no boys, especially for women. They don't want you to talk to boys. They don't want you to do this. And it's just not realistic, you know? So if you're a parent watching this and your child is always telling you, I'm not...
That's a whole new different conversation.
I'm going to my friend. Just, you know, I'm just saying, be relax.
Why are you getting all the secret out? Now you're going to make their kids, even if they say I'm going out and it's legit, I'm going out with friends, they're going to be like, But yeah, no, seriously, long distance relationship is expensive, right? Yeah. Especially for me, it was expensive. I have to fly down there. I have to take hotel, rent a car. But by the end of the day, it was all worth it. As you guys can see, look at this package. Beautiful queen. So I'm like, I'm not missing out. Look at her. Face smooth. Show your hair off, please. I can put another baby inside there. But anyway, to close things out, what's the last one? The last one is very important.
I mean, the last one is know each other's schedule.
What about being honest with each other?
Yeah.
Be honest and be open. Yeah, you have to be honest. Honesty is the key. But yeah, know each other's
Be
schedule.
honest with each other. That all comes down to transparency, right? And know each other's schedule, because again, that might seem to some people like what's the word that I'm looking for? That might seem very maybe like you want to stalk my life or something.
All right.
But at the end of the day, if you guys are dating, again, we're not saying when you meet someone 2 days, 2 months, or and it's not something serious or you don't like the person. We're saying when you're actually in love, you love the person, you want things to work, know each other's schedule. One thing me and Tommy did is, did we share calendars?
No, we did not start sharing calendars until
I think we moved in together, right?
Yeah, but we started sharing location until you moved to California.
Yeah, when I moved to Cali.
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, when I was in New Jersey though, he will maybe take like a screenshot of his calendar
I think
and show
knew
me
my schedule, right?
Yeah, I knew his schedule.
Yeah.
He will let me know,
What
hey,
time
I'm at work.
off.
When he's at work, he takes his lunch, he will FaceTime me. So there are so many different factors, again, that made me trust who he is and what he was saying. And like I said, that doesn't mean I did not leave room for doubt, because I think you should.
I mean, we're married. You still have room for doubt.
Yeah, of course. So always leave room for doubt. But like I said, you can trust someone, you can love someone, and you guys can find a way to make it work. Transparency, honesty, communication, all these different aspects really make, again, long distance, short distance, whatever it is, but in this case, long distance relationship, it will make it so much easier, so much smoother. And that's it. And that's on period, poop.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed the video, period, poop. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and let us know what you think in the comment section. If you've been in a long distance relationship, tell us what you think.
Tell us your experience.
Yeah, tell us your experience. You want to reach us on Instagram, Facebook. Link is in our bio. Hit that subscribe button. Share this video with someone that you think might benefit from it. But like always, we're out. Peace.
Out.
We love you guys
so much.